This is numbers 19 through 21 on your study guide. It says that a plot of land is rectangular and has an area of x squared minus 5x minus 24 meters squared. The length is x plus 3. Find the width. Well, we don't even need to know the length, because what we can do is we can just go ahead and factor this. It's a trinomial, so if we make this a negative 24 and we make this a negative 5, we want two numbers that multiply together to give me negative 24, add together to give me 5. Let's look at 8 and 3, and if we make the 8 a negative, then that would make negative 8 plus 3, negative 5, multiply together, negative 24. So what we're looking at here is that x minus 8 times x plus 3 would then equal that area. Well, they're telling me that the length is x plus 3, so that must mean here that the width has got to be x minus 8, which would be our final answer. It says on number 20 that the area of a poster board is x squared plus 3x minus 10, and the width is x minus 2. We're in the same position we were just in. So if we go ahead and factor this, let's see, 5 times 2, where 2 is the negative. So that means if we factored this, we would have x plus 5 times x minus 2. And they're telling me that the width is x minus 2. So what's the length? Well, the length must then be x plus 5. Or we could say x plus 5 inches. It says find the dimensions when the board is 14, so that means let's put a 14 in there. So if we have 14 plus 5, we get a 19. So that's this one. Well, let's put a 14 in this one. 14 minus 2 is 12. So that must mean that we have a 19-inch by a 12-inch poster board. And then it says write the polynomial for the area of the poster if 1 inch is removed from each side. So think about this. If this poster board is this here, and this is x minus 2 and x plus 5, and we want to subtract 1 from both of these, negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. So we could have an x minus 3 for this side, and then if we did 5 minus 1, that's 4. So that would be x plus 4 on this side, and that expression would represent the area. On number 21, it says the antique Persian carpet has an area of x squared plus x minus 20 feet squared and a length of x plus 5 feet. The rug is displayed on a wall in a museum. The wall has a width of x plus 2 feet and an area of x squared plus 17x plus 30 feet squared. We're going to be writing expressions for both the length and the width of both the rug and the wall. Then we're going to find the dimensions of the rug and the wall if x equals 20 feet. Let's go ahead and start with the first, which is talking about the rug. So we're just going to start with the rug here. And they tell us that we have x squared plus x minus 20. So let's do our factor x here. So we got negative 20. We got, that's a 1x. So let's see here. We could have 4 and 5, and 4 could be negative. So this would be like x minus 4 times x plus 5. Now they tell me here that the length is x plus 5. So that must be the width. Alright, well, let's look at the wall. The wall, they tell me, is x squared plus 17x, and then we would have plus 30. So we'll go ahead and do our factor x here. That's 30, and that's 17. So how about 15 times 2? So that means we'd have x plus 15 times x plus 2. And they tell me here that the wall has a width of x plus 2, so that's the width. That must mean that this is the length here. So now we found the length and the width of both the rug and the wall. The last thing they want us to do is find the dimensions if the wall is 20 feet. So that means we're plugging a 20 in here. So if we did 20 minus 4, that's 16. And a 20 in here, 20 plus 5 is 25. So the dimensions here would be 16 feet by 25 feet. Or vice versa, 25 feet by 16 feet. And then this one here, if we put that 20 in, so 20 plus 15 for our length would make that 35. And then if we put a 20 in for the width, 20 plus 2 makes that a 22. So we have a 35 foot by 22 foot wall.